All right, what is going on, guys? Get the first breakdown for this absolutely stacked UFC 276 card. This one's at women's flyweight. We got Maycee Barber taking on Jessica I. I is over 10 years older. Two fighters at radically different points in their career, but I is going to have a 1 inch reach advantage. She's also an inch taller. So I'll start with Jessica I. Been around forever, but hasn't had a win in a little while. Last win was December 2019 against Viviana Rujo. But I mean, you look at the quality of opponents here; they're all solid. Valentina, say less. Cynthia Calvillo, she got out wrestled in that one. It's a good fight to watch for this one. Joanne Calderwood, both fighters were pretty tired. They were both landing. I thought that Joanne Calderwood was landing the heavier shots, so she loses that one too against Jennifer Maya. More of the same back and forth fight. She manages to do some things well. It's a unanimous decision. Both of those fights were unanimous decisions. They were pretty close, but again, I thought that the other fighter was just putting more of a stamp on it. And yeah, that's kind of the thing with Jessica I don't really know where her game leaps off the page. She's pretty well rounded. I think she's gonna have a striking advantage in this fight for sure. She's got pretty good boxing. She doesn't use kicks nearly as much as she should. It's not like she's gonna have a huge range advantage. I thought that she would be a little bit rangier, but I mean, at least the way she strikes, she's a little bit rangy. But yeah, good on the ground too. Good jujitsu, good defensive grappling for sure. Not very good at getting the takedown herself, and I think she's gonna have a tough time if she wants to wrestle with Maycee Barber. Maycee Barber is pretty strong, but yeah, she does get out wrestled. She definitely has a ceiling in the grappling department. She's kind of like Neil Magny last week, like where there's some fighters where she can impose her grappling. If it's a fighter that is actually specialized on the ground, then she runs into trouble. But yeah, I think she'll definitely have the striking advantage in this one. Again, good boxing, accurate, not very powerful, but she will land. And I think if she wins this fight, it's going to be a split decision. She'll have to bank 2 of 3 rounds. And I think it could just be her best path is Maycee Barber is just trying to drive her into the fence. She's taking advantage of, scoring points when it's at range. And yeah, she's going to have to keep Maycee Barber off of her though. That's going to be the big key here. And then so for Maycee Barber, her career really started to take off now, kind of a delayed fuse. Her dad, I think, is her manager, was talking a lot of shit before the Roxanne Modafferi fight, and she tears like all of her ligaments in her knee. Gets beaten down pretty badly in that one. It's a huge upset. I think she was like minus 600 around that range. So comes back, loses to Alexa Grasso. Okay, Alexa Grasso is good, but then she gets a little help from the judges. Let's be honest. I thought that decision win over Miranda Maverick was one of the more bogus decisions of 2021. It's about a year ago today, but yeah, Miranda Maverick I thought got 2 rounds in that one. I think Miranda Maverick is very good. It'd be kind of cool to see that one down the line, but yeah, man, the judges bailed her out. Let's say that. And since then, she seems like she's kind of got her mojo back. She fights Montana De La Rosa, which is a good fight to watch for this one. If you want to give Jessica I's grappling a look, if you want to give it some respect, and you think that Jessica I might be able to impose some grappling against Maycee Barber, or at least be able to fend off what's going to be coming her way. Montana De La Rosa, who I think is better jiu-jitsu than Jessica I, did manage to have some good scrambles, but at the end of the day, Maycee Barber just stays on her, driving her into the fence the whole fight basically. Gets some nice takedowns, lands some good offense in the clinch. She's gotten good at that. If she's going to be heavy on this, fence game plan, then you got to work that in. And it did look good, striking wise. I think that there's a lot of room for improvement, but I would be shocked if we don't see the same game plan. Maycee Barber is really strong, and I could see this fight really just playing out up against the fence, and Maycee Barber just driving her into the fence, getting a couple takedowns, just racking up control time. And so, yeah, I am going to go with Maycee Barber in this one. If we look at the line, the money's definitely coming in on Maycee Barber, minus 260 on FanDuel, minus 225 on DK. So The money is coming in on Maycee Barber, and honestly, man, I wanted to do this video this morning, but I like to do my due diligence. I was on like I looked at this fight on paper, and I'm just like Maycee Barber, because again, man, here's the thing, and it's especially true with women's MMA. When you got two fighters going in opposite directions, I mean, let's just look at the opponents that Jessica Ai has been matched up with before this fight came together. Andrea Lee, Manon Furio, and Casey O'Neill. They're just trying to feed her to an up and comer. That's kind of how it goes in the fight game, man. There's no just peaceful rides out into the sunset. They just feed you to killers so that they can get some name rep. And that's what they've been doing to Jessica Ai. They're doing it again. They're giving her a fighter that they want to build up. So I think that this is a retirement fight for Jessica Ai, honestly. She's going to retire after this fight, I think. And honestly, man, I'm going to share my, let's call it the OnlyFans model. You know, Whenever I see a WMMA fighter that has an OnlyFans, I look to fade him, man, because, they're getting that OnlyFans money. Why do they want to get punched in the face? So, yeah, man, Jessica I feel like, is checked out of the fight game. And I think that if you ever think that, then you kind of got to roll with it. That was the only reason why I bet Karolina Kowalkiewicz. I couldn't really like go and justify it with tape study. I didn't make a video for that card because I was gonna come back that week, but I didn't. But I did bet it. I did track it on Bet Tip, and that was my whole model, man. That Felice Herrig is checked out of the fight game. That she's getting that OnlyFans money, which that's wild. Felice Herrig has an OnlyFans, but yeah, man. Sure enough, she loses that fight. Kowalkiewicz just had more will, and Herrig retires right after the fight. I think it's gonna be the same way. But again, man, Jessica Ai in this fight, she's gonna have the striking advantage. If it's a close fight, if Maycee Barber is not able to get takedowns, if she's not able to just do anything, if it's just like the Alonzo Menafield versus William Knight fight where she's just pushing her to the fence and nothing else, then she could be in trouble. But I don't think it's gonna go that way. I think she is gonna be able to get her down. Again, when Jessica Ai goes up against a higher level grappler, she tends to wilt, and it happened against Calvillo. Granted, I think that this style is always a lot more safe over 5 rounds. Again, if they're close rounds, all Jessica Ai has to do is just outpoint her a little bit in a couple of those rounds, and she could win a fight that she would probably lose handily over 5 rounds. But I think that Maycee Barber is going to be strong enough to give her a lot of problems up against the fence, and I do think she's going to be able to get some takedowns. I don't think she's going to be bothered by any defensive grappling or submission threats from the bottom from Jessica Ai. I think that she's just got to worry about keeping this fight at range. But again, I think Maycee Barber is going to be strong enough to pull this one out. So yeah, I did bet this fight. I did track it already. Again, I wanted to get in on it earlier, man, because it was like minus 210 on FanDuel earlier. So yeah, I'm trying to get back into my groove, get these picks up as early as possible because these early days, especially if you can be like a week out, man, that's how you make a lot of money in picking fights. You get in on the line before it expands like a full 100 points. So thanks for watching, guys. Sure, subscribe and take it easy.